Welcome to the new video. In this one, I'm going to be discussing bounces from key levels. So before I get into it though, I want to make it clear that you do not need to worry about any bounces from key levels if you so choose to trade that way. There are traders in the group who are profitable and who have backtested this strategy substantially and do not worry about any bounces of key levels at all. They have a high win rate, it's all tested, it still works. Whatever you do choose to do though, if you do choose to care about bounces off key levels as I do, just make sure you do the same thing at all times. So make sure you either always look at the bounces of key levels or you never do. Don't mix it up depending on the day. Keep a consistent strategy at all times. But what do I actually mean by bounces of key levels? So essentially, all we mean is when a setup forms, if it has then bounced back off having touched a key level first, then I would be put off of the trade. It is a way of increasing my win rate, essentially. So the three ways that we do that are key highs. So for example, the major high, the major low on the chart. I'll draw these on now, but I would never draw it on always on my chart because I don't like to clutter my charts, although you can if you wish. So the highest high on the chart, the lowest low, and then also key areas where you see big major structures have been tapped multiple times. So for example, here we can see this is a big low, price has pushed big structures and then tapped again. So I'd be wary if price bounced back off that. What do I mean by that? I mean, let's say price is coming up here. We've got one break, two breaks, but price taps dead on that level and then comes back. I'm not going to take this buy setup because it has come back off this key level. Same thing if it hits one of these others, I wouldn't be taking that. The then other time that I wouldn't is if it is an opposite setup. So again, what do I mean by that? Let's use this same example, but without this line. Imagine price is pushing up, but just before that, we had here one breakdown, two breaks down, and then we had our level here. So this is an opposing setup, a valid trade. I then wouldn't take the buy because we also have a major valid trade going down. That is all. I wouldn't say picky, but I don't look at loads of levels because the problem is if you're looking for every level you can possibly see on the chart, you're going to have structures absolutely everywhere, right? And we don't want that. A chart like that is not tradable. All I care about is key levels where you can clearly see, as I said, the highest high, the lowest low, opposite setups, or if there is clearly an area on the chart where price is tapping a bunch of times, and therefore we would be wary that price may not move cleanly if it bounces off that region. So in terms of the bounces from key levels, so as I said, it's not the most important thing, but it is the thing that I guess you would say is least rule-based / most open to interpretation because it is difficult to make a specific rule for these things, which is why I very much say, as I've said in this video, that I am not picky in terms of looking for levels everywhere. I just go for very obvious regions, the highest high, highest low, opposite setups, and any areas where price is clearly, as we said here. I'll run through some more examples now, just before I end this video. So for example, on GU here, we clearly have an area at the top here. This is the highest high anyway, but regardless, we got some massive wicks here, multiple big pushes after we've come off this level. We've got the lowest low where price is actually now ranging. And then apart from that, there's no real region I would worry too much about because there are only really single taps, right? They're single lows, single taps where price has turned. I care about the big turning points on the chart, the key levels, and as I said, opposing structures, where this is actually a very good example. So where we had price push down here once, breaking this low, and then twice breaking this low, I then would not take the retest of this level here, where we've got the sell set up, because it has bounced up off this key level. So that is all this means. It's very simple. Don't overcomplicate it and just care about either nothing at all or care about only the key level bounces.